Good morning to everybody. Good morning to those of you that are, Sandra, you are a star sender and you are number one this morning. Thank you for joining us. Patricia, star sender, Latasha, star sender, all y'all star senders, Linda Hampton, star senders. Good morning to all of you. I see you, Naima. Good morning, Linda, Nini, Sandra, star sender, Yolanda. Good morning, Tina, Virginia, D'Angela, Sherry. Good morning. And then those of you that are on YouTube, Wanda, Louise, Olanda, Kim, Carnicia, Kenyatta, Donna, Marquita, Kenya, Sheila, Charlisa, Sandra, and Teresa. Good morning. This is Fresh Baked Manna Live. I can see that light in my glasses. I hope that doesn't bother you all. I'll take my glasses off. But good morning, everybody. This is Fresh Baked Morning. This is Fresh Baked Manna Live this morning with Melva Henderson. So much has been going on today, you all. Lots been happening, a lot of things happening in people's lives, and we're praying for the people that we're in relationship with because there's a lot of things happening. But this is Fresh Baked Manna Live, where I come to you every morning with a mission, and my purpose every morning is to see you be the best version of you that you can be. And so I want to develop your life. I want to develop your faith by giving you God's word, helping you see the importance of taking God's word and putting it into the intricacies of your life so that you can walk it out and be the best version of you that God has called you to be. So much that the Father wants to do in your life. And all week we've been talking about the power of discipline. And I titled it, Discipline is Not a Dirty Word. It's not a dirty word. It's a powerful word. When you think about guys like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods and the Williams sisters, all of these individuals that made the decision to discipline themselves, and then it took them to the next level. They became multimillionaires, all because they made a choice to focus and to be disciplined in that focus. And there are leaders in so many different areas. And so, learning, thinking about yourself, learning to lead yourself and to lead other people all comes down to this word, discipline. Success and fulfillment, they all stem from living a focused and a self-controlled life. And it may be hard to believe that you can, find yourself in a space where you can do whatever you want and make as much money as you want without borders. But there's so many things that happen in your life when you don't have boundaries around your life. And choosing to live and exercise discipline is going to help you accomplish more of the goals in life that you set for yourself. And self-discipline is literally a bridge between the goals that you want to achieve and then you actually achieving those goals. Discipline is what gets you there. You can't say that you want to do something and then not do the work. You got to put in the work to get where you're looking to be. And so you find that people with a higher degree of self-control, they spend less time debating whether or not they're going to indulge in certain behaviors or get involved in things that don't align with their personal values or where they're trying to go. These people are more decisive and they don't let sudden impulses or their feelings, dictate their choices. What they do is they realize that they're the architects, they're the personal architects of what they believe. And then the actions that they take to achieve those desired outcomes, that's up to them. It's not up to somebody else. It's up to them. And so as a result, when you realize there's someplace I'm trying to go, there's something that I'm trying to achieve, they realize that not any road is going to take you there. There is a specific road that's going to take me there. And I have to figure out what that road is and then busy myself staying on that road. And so you're not easily distracted by any temptations or the things that tend, to pull you off of your square. And so we need to understand that there are strategies that we can execute that will help us live a self-disciplined life. And then we can gain this willpower, if you will, to live the kind of fulfilling life that will help us bring about our dreams and our purpose. I was reading an article, excuse me, by this guy, and the article was so powerful for me. This guy's name was Brett Gleason, but it was a really powerful article where he talked about these 8 powerful ways to cultivate extreme self-discipline. And it was great because I read it, and as I realized it, I started looking at my life, and I said, man, if you really want to level up, you're going to have to take control of your habits and your choices. And so he gave me 8 powerful things that we can do to master self-discipline so that we can move our lives beyond just our level of comfort, to move you out of your comfort zone and then put you into this place that he calls extraordinary. All of us want to live extraordinary lives. Everybody. I don't know anybody that doesn't want to live an extraordinary life. We always all want to live a life that really is impactful, that we get up every day. You see yourself on a sailboat, riding horses, whatever it is that you see yourself doing, you can live that kind of life if you position yourself for it. So the first step you got to do is you got to know your weaknesses. That's number 1. Know your weaknesses and know your strengths. We all have weaknesses. And so whether your weakness might be alcohol, tobacco, food, social media, gaming, whatever it might be, everybody has something that is their kryptonite, right? And it has the same effect on us. Weaknesses don't just come in the form of areas where we lack self-control. We all have our strong suits and the stuff that we are not so good at. And so when you think about those weak areas of your life, it's important for you to do something about them and don't just let them sit there. When you know your weaknesses, move towards your strengths and stay with the areas where you're strongest, and then discipline yourself to do those things. And then in the areas where you find that you may not be as strong, there's some behaviors and some practices that you need there. And it takes discipline to focus on areas of your weakness. I want to sing. And if I really want to sing, one thing that has happened to me over the years is because I haven't been singing, my vocal cords have gotten very weak. Well, if I really want to be at the top of my game as a singer, I'm going to have to exercise my vocal cords. And I'm going to tell you, I don't like doing it. I don't like anything about it. When I start singing and then I start hitting bad notes, I'm like, forget it. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. Well, discipline says you're trying to go somewhere. You're trying to do something. How long are you going to let that stay like that? When you have the power to bring change to what it is, to those areas of weaknesses in your life, do the work. Don't be lazy about it. Do the work. And so what would that look like for me? That looks like vocal coaching. That looks like every day me doing something to get the rust off of my vocal cords, get the rust off of my pipes, to stretch my vocal muscles. But it's hard. It's hard work. It's just like working out. I don't like working out. I used to be a Taibo fitness instructor. And I don't like working out now. There was a time when I loved it. I would get up every day after I would spend my time in prayer. The next thing I was doing is I was doing Taibo. Well, now, some 20 something years later, 15, 16 years later, I don't want to work out. If I see Billy Blank, I'm just staring at him like, what? Stop, leave me alone. I don't want to do the tough work. Well, then what you do then is then you deal with the cellulite. Then you deal with the way that you look. Then you deal with the outcome of not being willing to discipline yourself. And so it's important that you realize that in order to get where it is that you're trying to go, you're going to have to put some pressure on yourself. You're going to have to make yourself do the things that you don't want to do. And this is all about being self-aware. It's a powerful tool to help you expand that comfort zone, but it really requires a constant focus and you acknowledging your shortcomings, whatever they might be. And so this is important because too many people try to pretend their vulnerabilities or their areas of weakness don't exist. And what they end up doing is they end up falling into this fixed mindset and throwing up their hands to defeat, saying, oh, well, this is the way it is. I'm not going to do it because I'm tired. It hurts when I work out. It hurts my vocal cords, all of that. Know your strengths, but you have to know your flaws because you can't overcome them until you know what they are. So that's number one. Then the other thing that you want to do is you want to get rid of every temptation that will come your way to pull you off of your course. You know, it might seem crazy, but just by moving the biggest temptations from your environment, you are going to put yourself in a position where you can improve your ability to be self-disciplined. If I don't bring Twizzlers in the house, I don't have to worry about eating no Twizzlers. If I don't bring them in the house, I'm not going to eat a Twizzler, right? And so what am I doing? I'm removing the things that tempt me out of my space. And so when you decide to do something, when you set a goal, all of the things that will come to resist that will start coming up. And so you have to prioritize, and then you have to execute. The fewer distractions that you have, the more focused you're going to be on accomplishing your goals. And so you have to set yourself up for success by ditching any bad influence that you might have. You know, when I get a headache, excuse me, I know that it's because I've had too much sugar in my body. And so I have to discipline myself. No sugar, Melva. And I'm going to tell you, and I've shared this with you all in the past, that I used to be a gummy fish, Swedish fish binger. Man, like I would tear them up. Love those things. When my daughter Kayla was born, I ate a 7-pound box of fish in 7 days. 7 pounds of Swedish fish. Ridiculous. And then I started having problems with my stomach. Then I started getting headaches because I was getting too much sugar. I'm trying to live long and live strong. What's the goal that I'm trying to accomplish? I want to fulfill God's purpose for my life. And to do that, I've got to be in health. He said, beloved, I want you to be in health. I want you to prosper and be in health even as your soul prospers. And so think about it. I'm walking down the aisleway of the grocery store and Swedish fish are calling out to me. And I always have a choice to either discipline myself and say to myself, no, you're not going to eat those Swedish fish. Or I can walk over to the aisle, pick them up, buy them, keep on going and suffer the consequences of it. And what is it going to do? It's going to undermine my goal to live long and live strong. Talking about discipline is my final installment. So I'm pulling out all the stops today. So I can undermine where I'm trying. I can do it. See, I'm telling you, sometimes we are our worst enemy. You can point your finger at the devil. You can point your finger at other people, but sometimes you're the one pulling the rug out from under you. And so when you're looking to accomplish a lofty goal and to move your life to the next level, you're going to have to remove everything that's in your life that's a distraction. You can't do anything about what you do when you go in a space and those distractions are there. But you have to manage yourself. And so you got to ditch any bad influence that you have. Then the next thing that you want to do is you want to set your goals. What is it that you want to achieve? And then you got to execute. One of the most frustrating things for me with the body of Christ. Now, when I say I'm talking about Christians, is they all got dreams. And they all are telling, saying, well, I want to do this and I want to do that. And I believe God called me to do this. And then the next question that I can ask is, well, what have you done today that's going to move you closer to what it is that you want to do? What disciplines have you had to put around your life to ensure that you accomplish what it is that you feel like you're called to do? What disciplines have you established? Well, they can't even tell me what they are. They can't even. I haven't done anything. So all day. So this is what you feel like you're called to do. This is what you believe that God is telling you to do. So what are you doing to move yourself closer to it? It requires discipline. You can't just want it and then not go after it. I'm telling you, I'm like a pit bull right now. I'm going after everything. I've locked onto the plan of God for my life. And every day I tell God, I'm not going to fail you. I will fulfill your mission for my life. And I'm not leaving the earth until I do so. And so to have that kind of a confession, to know that that's where I'm trying to go, anything that's coming in my way that's going to stop that has got to be removed. It's got to be removed. There is no debating about it. There is no back and forth about it. It's got to be moved. And if I make the mistake of doing something that undermines where I'm trying to go today, I don't put myself under condemnation, but I get up, I brush myself off, and tomorrow I'm back at it again. And that may be the difference between you and the person that's achieving their dream. When they fall, they don't waddle in it. They get up immediately. You don't give yourself any time. I don't give myself any time. If I make a mistake, immediately, God, forgive me. God, give me the wisdom so that I don't do it again. Give me another way to think about it so I can change my direction. But I do not have time to meander around in the mistakes that I made in the past. My life is too precious to me, and the vision that you put in me is too critical for me it's too critical for me to slow down, get tripped up by things that I've done wrong. And so I'm putting that behind me. Show me how to do this. Give me the wisdom, because I got to remove this from my life. And I'm sorry, you all, sometimes now, I'm not a proponent of letting people go. I love people. There's a lot of people around me, but I want you to know that there are some places that you're going into, that there are some people who cannot take that journey with you because they don't have the mindset to go there. They don't think like you think. And so they become a distraction. And if they're vocal, they will really become a distraction. And then, well, why you got to do that? And what you got to do? And I share the story with you all about my grandmother. My grandmother she walked in fear all the time about something happening to her grandchildren. And so what she would do, every time I would tell her, I would travel to the Middle East and other places, and my grandmother would say, why do you have to go over there? And blah, 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 blah. So the thought came to me, are you going to stop doing what you know that you're called to do? Nope. So then how are you going to be able to walk with mama so that mama's not worried about where you're going? This is what you do. You call mama from the Middle East. You call mama just like you call her every day, even if it means you're on a different time zone and you got to pick up and call mama at 3:00 in the morning from Israel. You pick that phone up and you call mama from Israel at 3 a.m. For her, it'll be 8 or 9 o'clock, just like it normally is. What am I doing? I'm not kicking mama to the curb. I didn't kick mama to the curb. I just found a workaround. I had to find how do I walk with her as I'm going to achieve the nations, because I'm called to the nations. And so I had to figure out, and God gave me the wisdom, just call her. And so sometimes I would be out of the country for 10 days and she wouldn't even know I was gone. Why? Because everybody can't take the journey where you're going. Everybody can't go. And I'm not saying that you get rid of them from your life. Please don't misunderstand me in that. What I am saying is that this part of my life, my lips are sealed. You're not going to know about it. I'm not going to tell you anything about it because you can't handle it. You can't handle it in two ways. One, you can't take the journey because your mind is thinking that's too big. Why is she reaching for that? Why does she have to do all of that? How is she doing all of that? Why does she need to be all over that? Why she got to do that? What is all of that for? Why can't you focus? Why can't all of that? You can't take the journey with me, and you will become a weight to where I'm trying to go. And so in this space of my life, you are not welcome. Love you, but I'm not telling you nothing, nada, no thing. You're not going with me. Now, the other areas of my life, you're more than welcome to come on in and sup with me and enjoy times with me. But I have a clear goal and I'm executing that plan. And so if you are hoping to achieve greater degrees of self-discipline, you're going to have a clear vision of what you want to accomplish, just like any other goal. And you have to also understand what it means, what success really means to you. And once you understand what it means to you, then you're moving every barrier out of your way to make sure that you achieve it. There are some moves that I realize that if I don't make these moves, I'm not going to get where I want to be. There's some things that are structured in my life right now. Listen to what I'm saying. There are some things that are structured in my life right now that if I don't shift them, when I get to a certain place, it's gonna put a barrier into my growth. And so you know what I'm doing now? Now I'm seeking legal counsel. I'm seeking CPA counseling. I'm seeking all of these different things so that I can understand, so that I can get the wisdom on what moves I need to make. I hope y'all hearing what I'm saying. This takes discipline. Discipline is you saying, okay, this is the way things are, but if I'm trying to get where I'm going to be, I'm going to have to make some shifts, and you being disciplined enough to execute what it is that you need to do. And then also another form of discipline is your prayer life. constantly checking in with God, being disciplined enough to say, okay, I've gone as far as I know to go. Now, God, what is the next step? Show me what it is that I should be doing now, and not making moves. You discipline yourself not to make moves until you hear. Remember, he said the steps of a good man have been ordered by God. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out what's been ordered. What's next, God? And with each level, I'm going in, I'm checking in, and I'm saying, Father, what's next? Show me what's next. Where do I need to go now? Who do I need to connect with now? What do I need to say now? And just realize we're going somewhere. I hope y'all hear what I'm saying. And I hope it's resonating with you, because we have things to accomplish, right? And so a clear plan is going to outline every step, each time, every step, each time, right? Every step that you have to take to reach your goal. And so then you create this mantra, if you will, to keep yourself focused. And successful people, will use this technique to stay on track. And they'll stay committed until you get to the finish line. That's what we're going. What is the finish line? What is the goal here? What's your goal? Don't you move until you get there. Too many of us are shortchanging ourselves, and we get there. We get halfway and we never grab it. We never achieve it. I got it in my heart, but because I'm failing to discipline myself in my thought life, because this has got to be disciplined, and your heart your body has got to be disciplined to come into alignment with what's in your heart. Let me slow it down because I want to say that the right way. Discipline in the mind means that whenever your mind starts thinking something that does not align with where you're trying to go, you immediately arrest that thought, and that you do not give yourself permission to think otherwise. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I'm not supposed to have it. Oh, it's too hard, blah, blah. So what? Do it again. Do it again. Get up and do it again. It's hard. Okay. Yep. It's hard. Do it again. But it's not so hard that you can't do it. Why? How do you know that? How do you know that, Melba? Because the Bible tells us in the book of Ephesians that there is an allocation of grace for everything that we've been called to do. So there's an equipping. So even if it feels hard to your flesh, it feels uncomfortable for your comfort level, do it anyway, because you got the goods to do it. You got the grace to do it. You have the strength to do it. And you have God in you who's helping you do it. Do it. Do it when it's hard. That's discipline. And so your mind is disciplined to think it's hard. The immediate self-discipline mind says, so what? Yep, it's hard, but I can do it. I can do it. I will do it. Not just I can, I will do it. And then step up to the plate and do it. See, the only people that don't get it done are the people who don't think that they can. Remember that saying, the person that thinks that they can is right. The person that thinks that they can't is right. So whichever side you stand on, you're right. I would rather be on the side that's always thinking the positive and seeing, and I'm saying this, I would rather be on the side that's thinking the positive and seeing most of what I desire to see. Even if I don't see everything I desire to see, I would rather be on the side that sees most of what I desire to see come to pass than to be on the side that has a desire and don't see nothing come to pass. Come on, y'all. Come on. We can do this. You will do this because God lives in you. I told you he gave you his word, gave you his spirit, gave you the mind of Christ to make sure that you don't lose. I hope I've said something today that's really been beneficial to you. And so discipline yourself. Do the work. Do the hard work, because can't nobody do it for you but you. You can want other people to walk this walk for you, to achieve your mission, your goal for you, but they can't. You can get people to help you, but there is a critical component to every vision that only you can accomplish. Nobody can sit in the visionary seat of your life but you. And as many times as I've given up, I know many times I've given up the visionary seat and let somebody else sit in the visionary seat. And every time I end up in a place I don't want to be in, or in a place that does not align with who I've been called to be. Then I got to backtrack and get back where I'm supposed to be. But what am I saying? You are the architect of your life. You are the captain of your ship. You are the visionary of the plan and the purpose of God. Don't give that seat to anybody else. Work it. Discipline yourself. Learn what you need to learn, and then move yourself where God has called you to be. God bless you all. This has been Fresh Baked Manna Live. I've enjoyed talking to you all this week. We've been talking all week about discipline. My desire is to give you the tools so that you can show up in the world being the best version of you that you can be, because can't nobody beat you being you but you. Melva Henderson, I'm signing off. Ladies, join me in the morning inside Clubhouse. It's going to bless your socks off. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, Central Standard Time. We're talking about women in ministry. And then, ladies, don't forget, y'all need to be signing up and registering for Women in Worship, June 4th and 5th. It is going to be amazing, life-changing. Your life will never be the same. So if you have not registered for Women in Worship, shame on you. Let's get registered, ladies, because we are going to be here in Milwaukee. We're going to be live. We're going to be phygital. That means that we're going to be physical and digital. And so we're going to practice social distancing and all of that, but we're also going to be virtual. And so we expect to have about 50,000 women joining us this year for Fresh Baked Manna Live. And so you don't want to be out of that number. Make sure you join us. We love you guys. We will see you later. To all my star senders today, thank you. Thank you so much for blessing us. Love you. See you soon. Bye-bye.